I am Dr. Vijay Ketan Sahu, working as Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, School of Sciences, Gitama University, Hyderabad campus. Today, we are going to discuss about corrosion. So before going to know detail about corrosion, let us see what happens due to corrosion around us in our society. Let us take the example from our own home. When you make our own home, we see there is the application of metals. Basically, when you make the slab, also for the purpose of a door and window, also the main gate grill, we use generally the iron metal. Normally, when we bring the metal, what we do, we coat the metal by a paint, especially the doors, the windows, and the main gate grill. What is the reason behind for painting it? Or what is the reason behind to coat it? Is it for its good looking, for its good appearance? It could be one of the reason, but the main reason is to prevent the metal from corrosion. Let us go around what is happening around the globe by corrosion. Sometimes we might have come across through the news channels as well as from the newspapers. There is some collapsing of a bridge or maybe big structures. Otherwise, also some problems in industries also. But after investigation, we have experienced or we are the witness that all this collapse of the bridge or maybe big structures is due to corrosion of the metal. Basically, the metals undergoes corrosion and which causes the collapsing of these structures. Basically, what happens in corrosion? Corrosion means when the metal is exposed to the atmosphere, the metal react with the atmosphere and form a compound over its surface which causes weakness of the metal. The strength decreases. As a result, that is responsible for collapsing of all these structures. If I will give one example of a collapsing of a bridge in our country, that is Gokhel Bridge in Andheri, Mumbai. The bridge collapsed on July 3rd, 2018. Initially, the reason was not clear for its collapsing, but after investigation, it's found that the main reason for collapsing of the bridge was corrosion of the metal. Basically, what happens? The metal undergoes corrosion basically at a particular place, and that can be called as local corrosion. Corrosion takes place at a specific point or place on the metal. As a result, the strength of the metal decreases at that point and reason for collapsing of the structure. I will show now some examples. Have a look into this. See, this is now a pure nail. Right? So I will show another example. This is a corroded nail. This is also iron nail, but that has undergone corrosion. I will see another example. See, this is one. This is also iron nail, but it is not corroded. And also this is different from the pure nail. Both sides you see. So this is a protected one. So this iron nail is protected by some coating over it. Now if I show all the three at a time, have a look into this. I am showing at a time all three. So here if we see into this, here the one is, this is the pure nail, this is the corroded one, and this is the protected one. Now we'll see the details on what corrosion is, what is the chemistry behind it, and what is that corrosion compound over the metal, and how this corrosion can be prevented. Let us come and we'll discuss it. So as I mentioned, just before the collapsing of the Gokhel Bridge at Andheri on July 3rd, 2018, this is scene of that Gokhel Bridge. The entire bridge has been collapsed due to corrosion of the metal used in the bridge. If you want to look into more details, please go through this, the URL link given. You can get more details about the different bridges that has undergone collapsing. Now, have a look into these materials. Is there any change in the materials? If you look into here, this is pure iron nail. This is corroded one. See, over the pure metal, a compound is there. This compound is called as corrosion product. And this iron nail, we can say it has undergone corrosion. Here, this is glass vessel made from copper. Inner side is corroded green in color. This is the Statue of Liberty, which is made from iron and copper, but it looks original color is reddish brown, but also its color has been changed. This is the present color now. Have a look into what the color change I mentioned. Iron, silver gray to reddish brown, copper, reddish brown to green. Here also reddish brown to green. Now the question is, why this color has been changed? That means this metal has reacted with its surrounding environment called as corrosion medium, and a compound is formed over the metal surface, and that is what the corrosion product is, right? So this is the corrosion product over the iron nail. Now the question is, why the metal reacts and give rise to corrosion product? Have a look into this. Now have a look into here. Normally the metal what we are using in our day-to-day life, this is the pure metal. But question is, where from we get it? Basically we get it from the ore. Ore is nothing but a compound from the pure metal, and we mine the ore from the underneath of the earth. So when we mine it, energy is used to extract the metal. So here we get the pure metal by mining the ore. As a result, it gain energy. That's why the more energy is in the metal. When you get the pure metal, we make different structures and it's exposed to the corrosion medium. Corrosion medium means it's a surrounding immediate environment. It could be also water vapor. So when it's exposed, it undergoes corrosion and it goes to its compound form. What are those? Could be metal oxide, could be metal sulfide. Now, this is a natural process. This corrosion is a natural process. There is no intervention by man. There is no external forces given to have this. As a natural process, energy is released. As energy is released, that means this corrosion product having less energy as compared to metal. And as a natural principle, every matter wants stability. Lower is the energy, more is the stability. As the corroded product is having lower energy, it's more stable as compared to metal. That's why when you get the pure metal from the ore, it reacts with its environment, corrosion medium, and go to the stable state. So the same thing I have explained here. Now, then how we can define what is corrosion? Corrosion is nothing but unwanted destruction of a metal due to its chemical reaction or electrochemical reaction with its environment or surrounding, leading to the reduction in the thickness of the metal and loss of some metallic properties like malleability, ductility, and some other metallic properties also. Now, let us have some examples. Rusting of iron. Iron undergoes rusting. So here iron react with moist air, that is oxygen and water, give rise to formation of a ferric hydroxide. This ferric hydroxide is nothing but the top compound. On the surface, this is nothing but the rust. The rust is nothing but ferric hydroxide. Another also copper. This is made from copper, this glass. But now the surface is green in color. So copper react with the carbon dioxide in its surrounding and give rise to copper carbonate, which appears on the surface. So this is the corrosion product. Similarly, this is the spoon made from silver. It got tarnished. Why? Because the silver react with the sulfur. This sulfur comes from hydrogen sulfide gas in its surrounding and give rise to silver sulfide. This silver sulfide is nothing but the corrosion product over the spoon. So now, does all the metal reacts? with its surrounding and get corroded? Let us look into this. So now if you look into three reactions, magnesium react with water oxygen, magnesium hydroxide, copper react with water and oxygen, give rise to copper hydroxide, gold similarly react and give rise to gold hydroxide. If the question is now, all these metals, do they react? Can you say magnesium hydroxide, copper hydroxide and gold hydroxide, these products are possible? Let us come to the question, whether a reaction is possible or not. That's called as feasibility. Now, if at all it happens, it takes place, how fast the reaction takes place? That is nothing but rate of reaction. Now, who can give answer to this? Whether a reaction is possible or no? Corrosion is a reaction. Whether reaction possible or no, feasible or no, that can be answered by thermodynamics. What is that thermodynamics? For a reaction, if the change in free energy is negative, the reaction is feasible. If it is positive, the reaction is not at all possible. That reaction does not exist at all. Now, speed of reaction, how fast it goes, can be answered by kinematics. Okay. Now, let us have a look into this here for these three reactions. For these reactions negative, this is also negative. That means both of the reactions are possible. Both are feasible. But for third reaction, positive value, change in free energy, that means this reaction does not exist. It's not possible in this direction. That means gold hydroxide does not exist. That means gold does not react with its environment surrounding. It's a noble metal and it does not undergo corrosion. That is the reason why gold used as a ornamental metal. Now, what are the types of corrosion? Primarily two types. One is dry or chemical corrosion, another is wet or electrochemical corrosion. What is dry corrosion? Dry, as the name implies, dry. That means the corrosion takes place in absence of water, aqueous medium. That's why whenever any metallic structure directly combines with its environment, what environment? The gases present in its surrounding. The corrosion is called as dry corrosion or chemical corrosion. Why chemical? Because a chemical reaction takes place. So here, direct chemical action of atmospheric gases on metal surface. What are the gases? What are the gases present in the surrounding, in its environment? Like oxygen, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and a chlorine gas. Like this. So here metal exposed to the atmosphere. Now little bit corrosion product is formed. More exposed time, more corrosion product. Again more exposed time, more corroded product. What are these corrosion products? Would be metal oxide if it react with oxygen, metal sulfide if it's like H2S or maybe sulfur dioxide, metal chlorides when they react with the chlorine, metal carbonates when they react with the carbonates. Now, what is the wet or electrochemical corrosion? As we know, wet corrosion. Wet means in presence of an aqueous medium or in presence of a water. That's a corrosion of a metal in aqueous environment is called as wet corrosion. Let us have a look into this. So here see the metal when it comes in contact with the water, the metal undergoes corrosion. That's why it is so named as wet corrosion. Why electrochemical corrosion? Because whenever this liquid, a conducting medium comes in contact with a metal, then a electrochemical cell is formed over the surface of the metal. As the electrochemical cell is formed and that causes corrosion, name is electrochemical corrosion. Now, see here, this corrosion, wet corrosion occurs when a metal is in contact with a conducting liquid. The entire, the blue color is a conducting liquid. Now, this is a single metal, right? This structure is made from a single metal. When it comes in contact with a conducting liquid, one part undergoes corrosion. Have a focus into wherever the anode that undergoes a corrosion, right? So anode means oxidation takes place here. Oxidation means the metal undergoes dissolution. This metal dissolve into the electrolyte or conducting solution as ions. That means wherever the oxidation reaction takes place, that is the corrosion reaction, and the corrosion takes place there. Now, rusting of iron is the example of a wet corrosion. Now, one example here I have shown here. Now, this gray color is entirely iron metal. Now, when it is exposed to a conducting liquid water over its surface, a small part acts as anode where oxidation takes place, and the rest of the surface acts as cathode. So here, as mentioned, anode oxidation takes place means dissolution of a metal. So iron goes as iron ion into the electrolyte, liberating 2 electrons. Now these electrons move to the cathode, both sides. When it reaches the cathode, it reacts with the oxygen and water, give rise to hydroxyl ion. Now at cathode, negatively charged hydroxyl ion, at anode, positively charged ferrous ion. Both combine to give ferrous hydroxide. In presence of more oxygen, ferrous hydroxide give rise to hydrated iron oxide, which is nothing but the rust compound. Here red color is the rust. Also, wet corrosion takes place when 2 different metals are dipped in a solution. Means when 2 different metals come in contact with a conducting medium, the corrosion takes place. Which corrosion? Wet corrosion. Have a look into this. Here aluminium, this is copper. Both comes in contact with the electrolyte, that is conducting liquid. Then one of the metal undergoes corrosion. See, there is a loss of a metal here. As I mentioned, anode dissolution. This dissolve into the electrolyte as ions. Why it undergoes corrosion? Because aluminum is more reactive than copper. That's why it acts as anode and undergoes corrosion. Another example also here, steel connected with the copper, 2 different metals. Iron dissolve as iron 2+ ion, liberating electrons. Electron move through the conducting wire, reaches here. So this undergoes corrosion here. Another also here, see, this is one metal, this is another metal. When they are in contact with each other in presence of a conducting liquid. Where is the conducting liquid? At the joint place. What could be the electrolyte? Water vapor also. Because you see both sides is open, both end is open in the structure. So water vapor can reach there. Now at the joint place, water vapor can act as a electrolyte, and one of the metal undergoes corrosion, and that metal definitely will be more reactive as compared to the other. Next, how to prevent the corrosion? One is here mentioned coating. Normally, as mentioned at the beginning, right? So what happens? We coat the metal. Then the coating over the metal acts as a barrier. Which barrier? Protection barrier. Now that barrier protects the metal from the environment, and the base metal is not exposed to the corrosion medium, hence it is protected. These are some examples. These are also some more examples of a coating method towards prevention of a corrosion. This is Eiffel Tower made from iron. See, this is the color. It is coated by some metallic coating or by some paint. This is also coated. Here also it is coated. This is in the ocean and seas. This is car. This is the corroded one. This is the coated one. Now, another method of protection is corrosion control by metallic coating. One metal to be protected called as base metal, which is to be coated by another metal. Here 2 methods. These 2 methods find application in our day-to-day life towards protection. One is galvanization, called as coating of iron surface by zinc. This is one example. So basically it is made from iron, but its surface is coated by zinc. Another is tinning. Iron is coated by tin. This is what? This is the example. Have a look into this reactivity series of a metal. If you look into this, reactivity increases in this way. That means magnesium is highly reactive and the tin is least reactive. Now, if you think that iron need to be protected, then if iron will be coated by either maybe zinc or aluminum or magnesium, then iron will be protected. Why? Because these 3 are more reactive than iron. Hence, iron is protected. If at all corrosion will take place, these 3 metals, either zinc, aluminum, and magnesium, undergoes corrosion. That's why iron is coated by zinc, that is galvanization. Similarly, iron can be prevented from corrosion by coating by aluminum, similarly by magnesium, like so on. Now one example here, galvanization. So now this is the molten zinc. This is the iron structure that need to be protected. So now it is dipped in the molten zinc. Once it is dipped and taken out, the entire surface is coated by zinc now. That is what the galvanization method is. Now another method of protection is cathodic protection. What is cathodic protection? Have a look into. It is a technique to prevent corrosion of a metal by making the metal to act as a cathode of an electrochemical cell. As I mentioned before, in electrochemical corrosion or wet corrosion, an electrochemical cell is formed over the metal surface. As a result, one part of the metal acts as anode, other part acts as a cathode. And basically, corrosion takes place at a anode. That's why the metal to be protected, if it acts as a cathode in the electrochemical cell, then the metal is protected. That's why the name is cathodic protection. Will make the metal to be protected to behave as a cathode. It is two types. One is sacrificial anode, another is impressed current method. Let us have a look into this. Here, sacrificial anodic protection. Now this is the metal to be protected. That's why it behave as a cathode. Now this is connected to another metal which is highly reactive compared to this. That's why this metal undergoes corrosion and it is sacrifice itself to protect this. As it is sacrifice and it acts as anode, the name is sacrificial anodic protection. That means the anodic metal sacrifice itself to protect the cathodic metal. Example here. This is the iron protected by zinc over its surface. Now if at all corrosion takes place here, iron is protected. Zinc undergoes a corrosion. Why? Because zinc is more reactive than the iron. Examples where it find application. See, this is some metallic structure under water needed to be protected. Now to this metal, another metal is connected at the base. This metal is more reactive than this metal. This is generally magnesium or aluminum. Similarly, here also, these is small patches here, small blocks. These are nothing but sacrificial anodes. As a result, corrosion takes place at these blocks by protecting these metallic rods. Another example here, protection of the hull of the ship. Now to protect the hull of the entire ship here, small blocks has been fitted here. These small blocks act as a sacrificial anode. If at all corrosion takes place, then these blocks undergoes corrosion by protecting the entire hull. Another current protection system is impressed current system. Impressed current cathodic protection. The principle is here, impressed current is supplied from an external source so that the metal to be protected is forced to behave as a cathode. As I mentioned, if it behaves as a cathode, it is protected because corrosion takes place at a node. That's why once more I repeat, impressed current is supplied from an external source. As a result, the metal to be protected is forced to behave as a cathode. Have a focus into here. A comparative study. This is sacrificial anodic protection. This is the metal to be protected. It acts as a cathode. Now you should connect it to another metal which is highly reactive than this metal. Then it undergoes corrosion. Corrosion means dissolution and liberates electron. Now that electron liberating is moving from anode to cathode. See, this is the way electron is moving. Hence, this is protected. Sacrificial method. Another is impressed current method. What is this? This is the metal to be protected. It is connected to another metal or electrode which is very noble in nature or it is insoluble in nature. And it is connected to an external source which can give you impressed current and provide electron source. Now, electron source here, that's why electron started here and it moves from anode to cathode. As a result, this metallic structure is protected. Both find application in our day-to-day life towards protection of many of the like maybe underground water pipe, maybe any metallic structure underwater. Many applications are there. One example I am showing here, application of ICCP. impressed current cathodic protection. Here the ship needed to be protected. So that's why it is forced to behave as cathode by connecting to an external source where from impressed current is supplied. And another behave as an anode, which is insoluble in nature or very noble in nature. And seawater act as your electrolyte. Some examples here also. These are the metallic structure to be protected. See, some yellow blocks has been fitted. These are nothing but your ICCP system, impressed current cathodic protection system. These are some of the applications where the ICCP, impressed current cathodic protection, find application. Maybe subsoil metallic protection, water pipe protection, any pipe underwater. Many applications are there. And these are some references. So this is what all about what corrosion is and what is the chemistry behind corrosion and how corrosion can be prevented. This is all about. I hope you will enjoy this video.